You're surrounded now. Give yourselves up. There's no way to escape.
Man,
what's up, guys?
Going on?
Not much, man.
Well, hold on. I gotta do it now.
We back up in there like swimwear.
We're back up in there like swimwear.
All right. Let's see, Kevin. We got Kevin Wood in here. What's up, guys?
Hey,
what's going on, man?
Nice to have you on my board, man.
Yeah. So today, man, we're going to be talking about two Poliziotteschi Italian crime films, Euro crime, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be talking about Fernando De Leo's Calibro 9 and Ruggero Deodato's Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man.
And I mean, these are just two great examples of the genre as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Dirk was going to say, but we had planned to do the last kind of Mario Bava film.
Yeah.
In that set. And on first watching, I think I watched episode 1, Dirk watched the second one. And then we decided to scrap it because that stuff was bad, man.
Really I went straight to the Mario Bava episode. I guess it was it was made for TV in Italy. It was called The Devil's Game. But man, that was pretty rough. And I watched the Bava one, and it did not feel like Bava at all. So
right, yeah. They just look really cheap, and they look almost like plays rather than.
It was boring, man. It was really, really boring, and it takes a lot for me to say that because I've watched a lot of shit that most people think's boring or whatever. But
yeah, same really for the first one.
We got Gordon here, man. What's going on?
Hey, Keith, what's up, man?
Yeah, man.
Still ready for Tenebrae Monday. I've started to do all the notes and that, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. But yeah, man. So I guess we can just jump into it, huh? Let's see.
I mean,
we got a couple more comments. Hold on. We got Kevin Woody saying, Dirk, what's that poster to the right of you with the reel and the chick with the skull? Looks awesome. I appreciate it, man. That's actually X. Like, it's an alternative X poster. You can see Pearl in the background if you look in the red silhouette. Toward the bottom, you see a alligator ripping her bikini off or whatever. But yeah, we got Holland in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, Holland. What's up, man?
What's happening, man? But yeah, I guess we'll just jump right into it, man. Calibro 9, a.k.a. The Contract, and I guess the Italian title is Milano Calibro 9.
Yeah.
So it's the first.
This one is
the first part of the.
I think you got the proper release of this as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Dirk.
That's okay. Yeah. now this release, I got it not long ago. Troy Howard highly recommended this one. He's like, man, it's really damn good. So I went in and got it, ordered it. This is a hell of a release, though. I mean, it's got a great transfer, and there's several interviews, like 2 documentaries on here, a good commentary from Rachel Nisbet about the genre, about the film, all the ins and outs. But yeah, I highly recommend this one, man. This is and it's a hybrid. It's not a straight Poliziottesco. It's a Poliziottesco / noir type film. So
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Wasn't this part of some kind of trilogy? I don't know if you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say a second ago. So it's the first part of the Malou trilogy from Fernando de Leo. So there's the second part's called The Italian Connection, and then the third part's called The Boss. So those come out relatively around the same time, 72, 73. You know, I guess
Right.
he's putting one out.
That's got Henry Silver in as well, The Boss.
Right.
Because I've looked up on that, and it's kind of like a cross between like a Giallo as well as a Poliziotteschi, which interested me.
Okay. But yeah,
I having a delay, Dirk, on the talking? Is there a delay?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think it is.
I think there's a delay. Yeah.
You might need to go out, and come back in right quick.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. I'll catch a chat.
Okay.
Let's see. Kevin Wood says, "Yep, awesome movies. Cool. Yeah, man, we're kind of like, I mean, I've seen some Poliziotteschi, but we're really just dipping into it, man. I mean, but you know, plan on seeing a lot more. I mean, I plan on watching them all, I guess, eventually. But Gore says Ninja and I are doing a live deep review of Creepshow 2 tonight at 9 p.m. too, so I'm looking forward to the next few days. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah. So check that out. Is that on your channel? Let's see. Danny Dundada, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Everybody saying hey. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Pesci T is dope. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, it's the only damn Italian crime film shirt I got. So I was like, well, let's just go with that, man. Oh, shit. Damn. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. I'm tripping.
That's okay. Is that a lot better?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was over talking you, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better now. And my beautiful wife's in here. What's going on?
Hey, Tash. What's up?
Yeah. So, guess we're going to get into it, man. Like I said, Fernando de Leo wrote it and directed this one. So it's about this guy, Hugo. He's just finished like a 3-year Jose, and for a robbery gone wrong. And he's now released from prison. He's visited by some old acquaintances, some mob type guys, particularly a guy named Rocco, and he's like kind of harassing him. He's like also trying to get him to come work for this guy called Mikado, but if in the Italian version they call him the Americano. So which version did you watch, Darren?
I watched the one with Liam, the English version, yeah.
Okay.
With the Americano, I think they call him in that.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I think he's the Mikado in the English version.
Oh, he is the Mikado, yeah. But
yeah.
It's kind of confusing because if you look, and he's called Lee Americano on the like credits or on certainly on IMDb. So It is kind of confusing, but yeah. And that guy was played by Max from Heart to Heart as well, because I was like shocked when I seen him.
Let's see. Yeah, he was. That's true. Let's see. We got Charlie 88 in here.
Hey, man.
What's going on? Been a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't seen this before, and not yet anyway. Okay, cool. But yeah, man. I'm not. We're not going to spoil nothing. So anyway, he's like telling them he didn't steal. There was like the way it opens. There's these packages are being handover packages.
Yeah,
like real mob style too. Like one guy, his phone, he's counting the rings on his phone, like with it on his hand, and it rings 5 times. He don't even answer the phone, and he goes out to where he's got to go. Some other woman comes walking up, and that's a great shot too, with all those pigeons in that stone.
yeah. When
you know what I mean?
the one comes on his shoulder and he fucking like
you got this one gangster kind of guy. He keeps doing like this with his shoulder, like he does it quite a bit.
He spits on it as well, doesn't he? He spits on one of the pigeons.
But I mean, he does it even if even without the pigeon. He's like he's got like a chip on his shoulder kind of deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's these exchanges of packages and all this shit, and then you see it's done so well, that opening scene. And when the last package gets to Rocco, he's got his trunk open. He's ready to open it up and check it out. And it's they've been fucked over. It's nothing but paper in the package. It's supposed to be money. It's supposed to be $300,000. So, well, while this was going on, Hugo, this guy, like I said, he had to do 3 years because he was part of a robbery that went wrong. And when he gets out, they start hounding his ass. They're accusing him. He's like #1 suspect. And by the way, they've killed everybody else involved. With the
and that was kind of gruesome as well, because of the 3 people they killed, the one they interrogate is like a barber, and they start like using a straight razor on his face and everything. And
they cut that scene, by the way, when it was released in the theater.
Oh, okay, that's the one then. One of them.
That's one of the scenes they cut.
Yeah, because I was reading up on that, because like both of these films had cuts to them at some point.
Yeah.
What a way to open though. Yeah, I agree.
So man, it's just like I said, I can't spoil this one, but I love how this one's done. Like you see like the true gritty like underbelly of Italy in the film, as far as like we know. But I mean, you see the characters though, like you see villains, you see their human side. So it's so realistic in that way. You'll see villains, their human nature, their loyalty and shit like that. And then other characters, you see their worst sides and shit. So it's got some of that shit going on.
But even like the location of Milan as well, it's kind of portrayed as this really dark Milan, because some of the shots, and you see like shots early on of the river and the fog and all that, and it paints a really like bleak picture of what that place was like, during these like years of lead, 68 to 1980, I think. All this was going on in real life as well at the time. Which is crazy.
People were getting kidnapped. Politicians were getting kidnapped. There was bombings going off. People were fucking this shit was really happening. So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Let me catch the chat right. So it let's see. You're good. I know how y'all do your thing. Okay, cool. Yep. You got Texas in here. What's going on, man? Hello to the panel of pain. Yeah, man.
Nice to see you, man.
Has Dirk been behaving? Yeah, I'm always behaving. Even when I'm doing wrong, I'm still behaving. So, let's see. Mayanne, hello, everyone. What's going on?
Hey, man. Yeah.
We got Kevin Wood. He says, is Caliber 9 the same as Revolver or different movies? It's It's a different movie, I believe, because the only
it is. Yeah,
the only other title I know it by is The Contract, and then the Italian title Milano Calibro 9. So,
right. Yeah, and I think Revolver's got Fabio Testi in as well. It's a completely different film, but I know that's supposed to be highly regarded as well.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, so
that's one we'll come to, I think,
right,
definitely at one point.
And let's see, everybody's talking amongst themselves. Yeah, they all have several titles. Yeah, hell yeah, they do. I mean, this one only has two really, though. So,
what's your thoughts on the cast in this?
Do what?
The cast.
The cast?
You know, the main players, like.
Yeah, I was going to go through them, but I was going to kind of go through. I guess we can go through them now. So you got Mario Adorf, but hold on, let me back up a little bit because I wanted to talk about Giorgio Scarbenco.
Right. Yeah.
So he was like this great author in Italy. He did like over 1,400 stories, and Fernando de Leo got the idea from some of his short stories, and but he was like kind of like Stephen King of Italy, but of Poliziotteschi crime noir type stuff. Like he put out so much shit, and anyway, I just had to mention him first because de Leo really put him over big time. So
de Leo's worked with him in the past as well. Like he took Naked Violence is another film that came out a few years before this.
Yeah,
I think in '69, and I know that was taken from a short story by that guy as well.
Okay. But yeah, man. So he's I'm kind of jumping around everywhere. So the Hugo character, basically, just to sum up my synopsis, I know it's kind of like he goes back to his belly dancing go-go girl girlfriend Nellie, which is Barbara Boucher in the film, and he's kind of forced to work for Mikado for his life, basically.
Right.
They want to keep an eye on him, like a real close eye on him, because they think he's still got that money. That's the only thing keeping his ass alive, is because they think he's got that money stashed somewhere in there. So, but anyway, we'll go through some of the cast members. You want to do that, Darren?
Yeah, I could do. Right. So, who turns up in this like when you least expect as well? So you've got the two cops are played by Luigi Pistilli, plays the one, and Frank Wolf plays the other. And it's kind of interesting because to me, I was talking to Dirk earlier, they kind of got different political views and they kind of argue a lot. Yeah. And it just didn't work for me in the film. And it's kind of weird now thinking about it that those two took their own lives as well, and they're in the same scene.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Strange. Yeah, but it didn't quite work for me. But I mean, takes nothing away from the film in general.
It don't for
usually,
me at
I'm
all.
really pleased. Yeah, I'd be really pleased to see these two usually, but it just I don't know. It just doesn't sound quite work for me.
Yeah, the whole police. I don't think that you're really supposed to like the police, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So
yeah.
In this one anyway.
But you've got Mario Adorf, obviously. He's kind of well known in the giallo genre for What Have You Done to Your Daughters, Short Night of Glass Dolls, and very famously plays kind of like this guy who eats cats in The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Man, he's amazing. This dude is
he's brilliant.
Off the fucking charts. He's done like over 200 films. He won an Oscar for a movie I've never seen, but it's called The Tin Drum. And he's also in a Robert Siodmak film that I haven't watched yet, from 1957, The Devil Strikes at Night.
Oh God, man, you have to definitely have to watch that at some point. Yeah,
but he's a pretty famous European actor, from what I understand. like a German
he's
actor too.
like you can't mistake him as well when he comes on, and
No.
he kind of he's got like the mustache. He is like an iconic looking gangster.
He's right here, right above me. You see him like
yeah. I will say though, so the lead guy who plays Hugo is Gaston Moshin.
Yeah.
He's well known for like a lot of comedy films, I believe, in Italy. The one thing, again, there's a couple of little things I had, and I'm not dissing the film in any way, shape, or form. His relationship with Nelly, Barbara Boucher, I always thought was a bit far-fetched. Looks-wise, why she would find him attractive.
Because he's kind of a big, tough guy, though,
Like a bad boy, maybe she goes for, yeah.
Right. And so he was in Godfather Part 2.
Right, yeah.
He was in Godfather Part 2. He was in another film called 7 Times 7. I don't know about it.
No.
I mean, he's a famous Italian TV and film star. But I haven't seen him in a while.
I don't think I've ever seen him before. This.
Right. Yeah.
But
he's great. He's a great actor.
Brilliant. I was going to say, he surprised me.
I mean, everybody. The whole cast is solid.
Yeah. But Hugo's character, right, he's kind of got this type of doom persona over him, and as the film goes on without giving anything away, it's kind of written in the stars basically what happens towards the end. That's all I'll say with that.
I mean, they beat the shit out of him multiple times. They keep fucking his life over, and he's just got out of prison. He ain't got shit, like
right. And he keeps taking the shit as well. But I mean, underneath you can see, when they like basically take him on board, that there's something brewing there with him. He's kind of biding his time a little bit. Of course, you've got to mention the beautiful Barbara Boucher.
Oh yeah,
plays Nelly.
Yeah, she
comes on screen. This show-stopping, she's dancing on this table. Is it, Dirk? And she's got
she's like a go-go dancer in this club, this nightclub, and she's got like this beaded bikini on,
like gold beaded bikini. Man, she looks amazing.
Right.
I mean, that just opens your eyes straight away to that scene.
And she's just ripping it, and the whole damn nightclub notices. So, to get into Barbara Boucher, if nobody knows who she is that's listening,
right?
She was in Casino Royale, 1967. Played Moneypenny. She's in Don't Torture a Duckling as Patrizia. In Don't Torture a Duckling. Black Belly of the Tarantula. She had a small role in that as Maria Zanni. And The Red Queen Kills 7 Times as is her name Emily? Amelia?
I'm not sure, but she plays one of the sisters. Yeah,
I think it's Amelia. I think, and then and she was in Amok, which is a great one with her and Rosalba Neri.
And they got that famous lesbian scene as well.
Silvio Amadio film. So that just breaks her down a little bit. But she commented. I was watching the special features, showed an interview with her, and she talked about that beaded dance scene. She said she loved doing that shit, and nobody was supposed to be filming or taking pictures or nothing, but pictures leaked and they got out and they went fucking viral. I guess viral for back then, which there was no internet, but they went all around the world. So all these fucking journalists from all around the world came and fucking started interviewing her and shit. So
right, yeah. Man, that's crazy.
They all wanted to know who she was and what she was about. I'm guessing that was like a big part of her success. But
this would have been prime time as well, Boucher.
Yeah, 1971.
Yeah. So she'd have just come off probably doing Fulci's Don't Torture a Duckling, which probably made her a fairly big star, I would imagine.
No, Don't Torture was after this.
Was it? So I thought this was 72 and Don't Torture a Duckling was 71.
Don't Torture 72.
Oh, right. Okay.
But this was filmed in 71. It came out in February of 72.
Right. Oh, yeah, that makes sense then, like you say, because obviously she wasn't well known then by the sounds of it, and then going on. Maybe this is what got her that role then in Fulgies.
Well, she was on Star
Yeah,
Trek.
my bad.
No, it's okay. She was on Star Trek back in the 60s too, so that probably helped a lot. So
yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say you've got Hugo, you've got the character then of like Don Vincenzo. He's like this blind man, and he used to be like one of the top kind of criminal underworld bosses.
Yeah.
And Chino is kind of his friend, isn't he?
Right.
He doesn't want to get involved with the big, the Americano, but he's happy enough to like give Hugo money and try and find him a little hideout and all that.
And kind of the whole backstory on that Godfather. He's the godfather of Kino. It kind of shows Kino's loyalty because everybody else has left.
Yeah.
That Godfather. And he's blind now. He don't have the pull that he used to have. Kino's just like a hired assassin now and shit. But it shows his loyalty. But him and Hugo's like really tight friends, Well, like they were in the shit together. I'm guessing Hugo was part of that family,
Yeah, absolutely. So. And like the character of Chino as well, he comes up a fair bit later on in the film. And he's probably one of the guys, even though he's a criminal, you can see there's kind of, like you say, he's got loyalty to Don Vincenzo.
He's got
loyalty to his friend,
and great morals too. Like, that's what you'll see a lot in this movie is like, even the bad guys have a moral compass. That still shows their human side,
Right. Even Rocco towards the end, I'm not going to say why.
Right.
But that scene surprised me, because he kind of does a 180 in one scene. But there's like
because
loyalty
of something that happens is why he gains respect for somebody else.
It's kind of this code amongst thieves, amongst criminals that they kind of, and it's kind of endearing to see that there was some kind of, rather than just shooting each other and all that, which we get a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
But this took me by surprise. This is one that I know a lot of people put this in their top 10, and I've seen it number 1 on a couple of lists.
Yeah.
So it didn't surprise me at all. Like Dirk probably likes this a little bit better than me, but man, it's not to say I don't like it at all.
Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know, man. The way everything about it. There's only one thing that I got a gripe with, and I don't really want to say nothing because I don't want to spoil the film, so can't really speak on it. But it's a little unrealistic, but at the same time, for the tone of the rest of the film, it feels so realistic, except for this one damn scene, and kind of. So it didn't drop it much though. I'll still give this a 9 out of 10, man. Like, for real.
Yeah. I'd give it like a 7.5.
Yeah.
I did want to mention one of the smaller characters in the film, the guy Ernesto Colli, and he's the I think he's in.
He's
Torso.
been coming up a lot lately, right?
Yeah, he's the scarf seller in Torso.
Yeah.
So I instantly recognized him. He turns up in a bit raw, but he's got like a really decent, part to play. Yeah, like you say, you don't want to go too much and give too much away, but needless to say, there's we do get one scene towards the end where like the Americanos put on this big party, and that scene, I won't say what happens, but that's quite memorable as well.
Yeah, it is. And so I wanted to touch on this though. Like, you notice how like it don't do it in every scene, but it keeps showing like, so DeLeo, he puts the time up on the screen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like DeLeo, he's emphasizing the time in each of these scenes or the important moments it's kind of to show the precious time that's passing by. You know,
And wasn't that something to do with the original title as well? Because I think they were going to have, unless I'm confusing the two films, but they were going to have like the time and the timeline on the screen. But they kind of scrapped the idea. It may be the other film. I'll have to relook at my notes.
Okay.
No, it was this. Funny enough, yeah, I'm just seeing it now, because the original title was going to be called La Luna e Laduni, which is from Monday to Monday. So so they were going to have superimposed dates coming up every so often. So you've got like a timeline of every day.
Okay,
right
I didn't see none of that because I watched both those. They're pretty good sized interviews with DeLeo. He didn't mention that at all. Like, so I don't know.
I just got that from the book.
Okay.
I will say as well, without giving anything away, there's two major twists toward the end.
Yeah.
And I think they're as good as anything I've seen in a Poliziotteschi film.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I was talking to Dirk before, even though like both of them you can, or certainly one of them you can kind of see coming, but the other one I think just is a perfect way to end the film. And people got to watch this film just to see that last like.
I think it's important though that you see the time it keeps coming on the screen, like it's emphasizing the time, that there's precious time leaving. You know, it's passing on by.
Yeah.
But man, what do you think about the score though, man? Holy shit.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best actually.
Dude,
just looking
this score is fucking amazing. It is out of this damn. Like, soon as the opening scene starts, it's putting me right in that shit. Because there's no dialogue in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just shit's just happening with that, like with that score. It's like a progressive band, progressive rock. What were they called? Osana.
Right. Yeah. So the music's by Louis Bacalov, and it was performed by Osana.
Yeah.
What's kind of strange about it is the score is kind of turns up in The Designated Victim as well.
Yeah.
The year previous, but it's kind of been like worked with in a different kind of way, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
But he went on and done the score for Madness, which is another DeLeo crime film in 1980. The Last Round in 1976. Yep.
They used the same score in that one too, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think
and
so.
I think this
what
one,
I was reading.
He did do The Boss as well.
Maybe it's the Boss that I'm thinking of, but yeah, it's great, man. But like I said, to me, this film's almost perfect, except one damn thing. I'm not gonna say what it is because I urge people to check this one out. If you're into Euro crime, Italian crime films, Poliziotteschi, I strongly urge you to check this one out, man. I hate that I'm this late to the game on this one, man. Like, it's really that damn good.
I'm the same. Yeah. I mean, we first started, I think Steve suggested us to watch Almost Human on Eurocult.
Yeah.
Going back, I don't know if it's 6, 7, 8 months ago. And then me and Dirk have been on this train now to where we're trying to watch all these. Yep. And every fucking one of them doesn't disappoint at this point. And I know bad ones are going to come.
Yeah.
But touch wood, up until this point, I'm like 20 and they're all good. 20 in, so.
I don't even know how many I've seen so far, but it's at least 20, I'd say, probably.
Yeah, the main ones I've seen is the Years of Lead set. I've seen most of them on there.
Yeah.
And the Lenzi set with Thomas Millian, which is just amazing. And I know Uncle Bill was like, talking good about Almost Human, which made me happy in the week.
Right.
But I'd love to get like Uncle Bill on maybe at some point to talk about some of these crime films. We could maybe suggest a few for him. So, maybe that'll come.
Yeah. Let me catch a chat right quick, man. See.
Yeah.
Gore says, good stuff, man. The place to get the Italian horror giallo Italian action hookup.
Cheers,
man.
Yeah, cheers, Keith.
Let's see. He says, I used to teach the chat about Italian cinema. Now I'm learning 2 from you guys. Awesome. Well,
Well,
we're learning too,
as
man.
well.
Yeah, we're learning all the time. So
right,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
I love this shit. That's why I love doing this it's the whole thing, man, with the channel, is to dig deep into shit.
To get new viewers as well to these films, because we what we put over, like we fucking love, we're passionate about and all that, and I feel like none of these films are getting talked about at all, really.
I mean, you got some people doing it, but not a lot. But
yeah.
Let's see, Danny Dundada. I love that name, man. Danny Dundada. It reminds me of something like of Sopranos or something.
I was going to say from an Italian crime film, really.
Right? Yeah. He says, nope. I don't know. Let's see, you know much more than I do about it, for sure. I appreciate it, man. We're like I said, we're learning every day. I'm to the Italian crime. Looking forward to watching what Dirk and Darren recommend. Awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, keep tuned, man, because we're going to be doing one of these every so often, fairly
regularly. This is part 1 of this series. It's still An Hour to Kill, but it's Italian crime films. It's part 1, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and there's over 220 of these were made as well. So, we're always going to have content.
Right. And Gore says, I never realized how extensive the catalog was. Yeah. Was it 220? Over
220, yeah.
Okay.
And the Giallo probably exceeds that as well. So you're talking, from what we cover mainly is these 2 genres, you're talking in excess of like 600 films, so we're always going to have content, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, I mean, we'll get into more of the Italian Gothic too, some point.
Yeah,
too.
There's anything Italian. Now and again we'll throw in like slasher, a few slasher streams as well. So
exploitation, all that shit.
Yeah.
Fredo, you broke my heart. Yeah. Godfather. Let's see. It was you. Yeah. These movies seem so brutal, which is great. Yeah. Hey, but I heard something.
Yeah.
So I was listening to DeLeo, so he's a high intellect type of guy, man, like well read. He's a writer. He was a screenwriter for Sergio Leone for Fistful of Dollars. He did his first film was Gun for Ringo, I think. And he did Fistful of Dollars for A Few Dollars More. He did another one called Blood at Sundown. And he said that those 4 films pretty much ignited the whole spaghetti Western genre. So 400 films were made. I mean, that's what he was saying. But yeah, man, he was basically saying though that it's really about the human condition with the violence. So he said that it's necessary for people to watch violence, so it gives them a de-stress kind of thing when they're watching it on screen. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Instead of actually going out and doing that shit for real, you just watch the shit and, it's like our animal carnal instinct, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that this come off the back of Slaughter Hotel. I think this was his next film after Slaughter Hotel, which is completely different.
Yeah.
And he did, because I do want to mention a film called Naked Violence he did in 1969. And it's kind of, it's classed as a Poliziotteschi film. But to open, that film up, you have a bunch of schoolboys, delinquents, and they all gang rape their, female teacher.
Damn.
And then, oh man, you've got to see it. I'm not going to give what happens after that, but they kind of get interviewed and all that. Highly recommended. Yeah. Naked Violence from 69.
Yeah, I want to dig more into his filmography, man. So,
oh god, there's loads as well. There's some good releases. Apparently.
I think he's got 17 directed that he directed, and he wrote over 50 scripts for films. So,
and he wrote the next film we're going to mention as well, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Like, hell of a coincidence that was.
Yeah. Let's see. Barbara Boucher is such a naughty little. Yeah.
Oh man, she's amazing.
To a Gistra, 1976,
Yeah.
starring Barbara Boucher, needs a Blu-ray. Okay.
That was called The Hook as well.
Okay.
And that's kind of like got Giallo elements as well, I've heard. So I've read up a little bit about that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Keep them coming, Charlie, though. If you've got any other like recommendations or some rare Italian films, just put some titles out there.
Anybody got any recommendations? Throw them down in the chat, man.
Yeah, we'll look into it, and we'll, like, you know, if you want us to cover them, we will.
Yeah. Let's see. Chris C. Hi all, on my lunch break, The Horseman in Yellow. Yeah, man.
Hey, Chris. Hey, things, man.
Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah.
Barbara Boucher as a belly dancer. Yes, please. Yeah.
I mean, every day of the week as well. Like, that scene is amazing. Show-stopping, man.
Pretty great scene. Let's see. Everybody saying, hey, hell yes, you want money or a kiss? My goodness. Let's see. You're in and I before a guy, aren't you? What? Okay. Typo or something. We got Blissful in here. What's going on?
Hey, Blissful. I was going to thank Blissful anyway, because you put our channel across on Facebook earlier on in the week, and that's like much appreciated.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Because it took me by surprise as well, you know. Someone would go out of their way to, you know, write the kind words she did. So thanks.
Pretty cool. Much appreciated. Texas says all the colors of Chris the Slasher dude. Yeah. Let's see. Danny Dundada. Wow, bro, I'm late, but I'm in. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think we're all late to the party in these films.
Yeah, we're pretty late, but hey, man, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. I'm not into old movies, but you make me want to watch them. Yeah, I'll tell her about these movies, and she's like, "Damn, that sounds interesting," you know. And so
Dirk, you can hold Tasha to that now.
Yeah, man. I told her I didn't even spoil this one for her because I want her to watch this. I feel like almost anybody could watch Calibro 9. Even if I feel
like she likes a true crime as well, so I feel like some of this stuff she would like, you know.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Gore says I was best friends with this one dude for 30 years, and he spelled my name Keith instead of Keith the entire 30 years. Yeah. Hey, my name Dirk, man. People spell my name with a U and an E all the time. So, or some people thought my name was Dirt, you know. And I was like, no, it's with a K, you know. But just, you know, or you can call me Mud, I guess. But anyway.
Mine gets like misused as well, because I think in America you call Darren with 2 A's. Like, I don't know, but
I've seen that. Yeah, that's weird. So you're in good company, Chris. Yeah. Look at your notes, Jack. I'm trying to remember. That's a reference from something. Let's see. Blissful Chris got me back into anime. I subscribed to Crunchyroll. I forgot how much I missed it. Okay, awesome. Top notch. Cool. Let's see. Why was I waiting for Dirk to say Nickelback?
I think that's Steve's favorite band.
That's Steve. I think Steve and Dana love Nickelback, but it's never been my thing.
No, not for me.
Let's see. The scores are always great in these. It's part of the attraction of these films. Yeah, I mean, dude, this score is different, though. It is like, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's got like an electric guitar in there. It sounds like, I know it was like mainly flute and keyboard, like progressive rock, kind of like, think like Genesis, you know?
Yeah.
but it sounds really damn good with the way the film goes.
Like cinematic as well. It's
cinematic.
amazing.
Exactly. That's perfect. Which let's see. It's part of what separates them. Yeah, would seem incomplete without them. Yeah, word. I have that Years of Lead set from Arrow. Need to get into those for sure.
Oh,
I
I
need to
can't
crack
wait
it
to
too.
cover them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen 3 of them, and Dirk's gonna love them, I think.
Let's see. I'm getting ready to enter a peak as far as content goes. I'm hitting it hard the next 3 days, tonight, tomorrow, and 2 on Monday. Awesome.
Same
Got Russell in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, Russell.
And I don't know if Caliber 9's on YouTube, but the next one we're talking about definitely is on YouTube. And it's not a bad copy of it either. Let's see. Anytime, guys, you've taught me so much about movies. Hey, that's what it's all about. We're teaching each other. We're always learning.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cinema Jimbo. That's a new name, I think, right? Just watched Guerrero Video's new disc of The Boss with Henry Silva. Excellent film. Awesome, man. That's part 2 to this one. So
yeah, that's in the trilogy. That's one we're definitely going to get to at some point, because I've heard good things about that as well. Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I made you say that name. Okay. Thank you, Bliss Anime. Okay. Try not to read everybody who's talking to each other. Let's see. Luigi Pastilli was great in everything I've seen him in. Yeah. But like Darren said, Frank Wolf, believe it or not, Frank Wolf and Luigi Pastilli, what they do is good, but they take a back seat to the other actors in this film. They really do. I think that's just the way the story goes too, though. It don't really give them what you know them by, because I've seen them in great roles, man. But these roles are more, police type in a precinct kind of deal, and it's whatever.
It's kind of like padding as well, I feel, because I think that the film would have been a bit tighter if it.
You're right, though. I mean, they don't take me out of it because you kind of can hear some of the shit going on, but like DeLeo even admitted he wished he could change that about the film. So there you go.
Yeah.
Keith says, my son has gotten me into anime a little bit. I can't do it, man. I've tried and it don't work for me.
I like Perfect Blue.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I've tried multiple times. I don't know.
I'll be right back. Just gonna put my fan on, Dirk. A minute.
Okay. Keith, Death Note is still one of my favorites. Awesome. Cool. That's one he's wanting to show me. Keith, you'll dig it. Excellent. Okay. I think I'm caught up with the chat now. Hey, we got 16 people in here, man. If y'all think about it, man, everybody hit the like button. I appreciate it.
That must be a record. 16. I don't think we've ever had that many before.
Not a record, but we usually don't have 16. That's cool.
Man. Great to have you all on board.
Yeah. Now we got 15. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to fluctuate, but it's all good. All right. So, yeah, I was just going to mention a couple other things about DeLeo. Was there anything else you wanted to mention about the film?
No, I think that's pretty much all I got, because I know you got the Blu-ray, so you've seen a lot, more extra features and that.
Yeah, I got quite a bit here. I won't bore everybody with my shit, but so there's a kill scene toward the end of the film, and I won't say who, and I won't say who does it or nothing like that, but somebody's head, I can say this, that's not spoiling shit. Somebody's head gets smashed, or it gets hit into a corner of like a table or a dresser, a sharp corner, like 24 times originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like really trimmed down to maybe 5 to 10 times he does it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 10 times, but it was originally 24 times, and they cut it out.
Shit.
They said the censors was like, no, that's just too brutal. And then they cut another scene out just from the facial expression on one of the characters. So I was like, what the hell? I was like, God damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Because he looks so menacing when he's doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, that's strong. That's some strong ass acting chops right there. You know, if you get the censors to ban you, or to cut a scene because of how menacing you look, that's crazy.
Yeah, just by the look.
Yeah. Yeah. I already mentioned the Barbara Boucher beaded bikini thing, went around the world. And, so, yeah. Did you notice the cameo of Fernando de Leo?
No.
Okay, at the
I'm
very
not sure
beginning,
I even know what he looks like, to be honest.
he looks kind of like Gary Oldman in a way when he was younger. When he was younger, he looks kind of like Gary Oldman in a way. Kind of tripped me out. I was like, what the hell? But there's a blink and you miss it cameo at the very beginning, at the very first phone booth, the yellow phone booth. He comes walking out.
Okay.
If you blink, you'll miss him. So I thought it was cool. Kind of like a Hitchcock kind of deal.
Right, yeah.
And he considered this film the best of all his work, of everything he's ever done. He did personally.
Shit.
He also looked at himself as the originator of the Italian crime film and part originator of spaghetti westerns, which I kind of said that already. But
so while all these films, like Poliziotteschi films, started from what I can gather through that book was like 68. And yeah, so he would have been, because he did Naked Violence in like I think 68, 69.
Yeah. Well, he wrote
and he
a
did
lot
loads.
too.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of them as well. So yeah, he would have been kind of more so than Lenzi then, probably the originator. That's crazy, man, as well.
And Tarantino has really praised this movie big time and got people to recognize and reevaluate this film. And it's gotten way more recognition because of Tarantino, which he's done several films that way. Like, it kind of reminds me. Have you ever watched The Sopranos?
Like bits of it, but not,
Have you ever watched the opening credits of The Sopranos?
Probably, yeah, but you'd have to refresh me.
Where he's going through the toll booth and the freeway and everything?
Okay, yeah.
This felt like Sopranos might have pulled it from this movie.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
toward
that
the end of the
makes sense
film
as well. Yeah.
Somebody's going through the toll booth, whatever. Or Hugo's going through the toll booth.
Yeah.
But and I also love how, like, this dirty deed that happens, it gains the respect and loyalty of one of the enemies, and then it makes that enemy an ally. I mean, I love how that shit's done, man. It's like, being very vague. That's not spoiling nothing.
No, yeah. The two twists, like it is part of the twist, but I mean, the two twists towards the end are amazing.
So I guess the only other thing I'm gonna mention on this one, man, is De Leo would base his dialogue. He would write the dialogue based on whoever the actor was going to be.
Right. Okay.
So the dialogue would fit that actor perfectly, So
yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And like we mentioned some of his films already, but he did Massacre Time. He wrote Massacre Time for Lucio Fulci.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
He did Naked Violence, which one you mentioned. Slaughter Hotel. Another one that I really want to see is called Blood and Diamonds.
I heard of that. Yeah.
I really want to see that one. and it's another noir Poliziotteschi. So pretty interested in that one. But I think that's all I got on it, man. I know we've went almost not quite an hour because we're ready to chat a little bit, but
no, man. Like I said, I'm learning because I don't know a lot about the director anyway, and
I don't either.
Dug into
I really went deep on this one a little bit. So.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I'm loving it, man. Lapping up all the information.
Okay, I just hope I don't want to trip nobody up, make them tune out. But let's see.
No, man, everything you say, I'm not just saying that, is interesting. I think people, that's what they come here for, I think, with us as well, because we do like to do the deep dives, and people do get, they know we do our homework type thing.
Right. I'm trying to see where I was at on the chat. Chris says, was cool that Pistilli was a mainstay in Martino's films. Your Vice probably his best role. Yeah.
Easily.
I think it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, easily.
Mayanne says, you scared one away, Dirk. Got to head out, gents. Great shit. I appreciate it, man.
No worries, Chris. Thanks for popping in, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Barbara Boucher. Let's see. Tarantino has great taste. Yeah, he does, man. He really does. I love that show.
Probably Sopranos.
Oh, yeah. Sopranos is my all-time favorite show of all time. TV show. A lot of people put over Breaking Bad, but Sopranos is my number one all-time television, TV show, whatever. But he's a sick man. I guess he's talking about Tarantino or Pistilli, one of the two. Keith, yes, he got inspiration for Pulp Fiction from the film Bonnie's Kids. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one.
I think he gets inspiration from everything, basically. Don't get me wrong, I do like Tarantino, but he does rip off a lot, and because he's bringing it to a newer, younger audience, a lot of them don't know where, all the scenes and the music and all that comes from. But, I'm not shitting on Tarantino by a long way because I do like, I don't think
it's more, I mean, I know he takes things and kind of makes his own thing, but I think a lot of it's an homage, kind of tip of the hat, because he's just like us. He's like a huge fan too, So
plus he got talent as well, and Eli Roth, who just takes people's, Eli Roth does the same as Tarantino, but not nearly as good.
No.
But he's another fan as well. So I mean, in turn, I can watch their interviews for ages, like the two of them when they're talking on film, Italian crime films, giallo films, everything.
And I don't think you're ever going to agree with anybody 100% because I don't agree with Tarantino on everything he says. I can't think of anything off the top of the head, but there's things he said before, and I was like, whoa, but I can't remember.
I mean, he even likes all the fucking spy films and everything, all the Italian a
lot of 70s
sandals and
60s and 70s, late 60s, 70s stuff. Yeah.
It blows my mind when I think about it because it's hard enough for me to just keep up with these films, to have a vast knowledge on everything, which he does.
Well, he worked in a video store, and he was in California, so it was like this huge video store. He had access to all these films, So, there you go.
Yeah, that's why he knows so much shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I don't think we can put it over anymore than that. I hope we did the film justice. I've watched it twice so far, and I love that damn movie, man. I'm glad I got it in the collection. Highly recommend Calibro 9, and it almost got a 10. Almost did, man. It's right at a 9, though.
It's a good place to start with these. If you're not in, you don't know about any of these films, Calibro 9, I think, would be a good introduction film. Like,
right. Let's see. I'll read the chat before we get started on Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Russell says, Dirk, I'm with you on The Sopranos. Hell yeah, man. It's a great show, man. And Gore says, I need to finish The Sopranos. Yeah, it's an homage. Talking about Tarantino. Found bootlegs of every season of Sopranos on the sidewalk years ago. Love the clips on YouTube. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you can take it and show it respect and still make it yours, you're doing good. Yeah. Think so. Amazon has Calibro 9 for $17. Hell yeah, man. I got it.
That's what I'm interested in.
If it's this version too, so the Raro, it's got two documentaries, and the transfer is amazing. It's really damn good.
I was going to say, if I was Kevin, I'd look into like both extras on each one, because by the sounds of it, it's going to be hard to top what Dirk's got there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just see which you prefer, like extras wise. Have a little bit of a dig deep and try and work out which one.
Barbara Boucher's on there a little bit in the one of the documentaries too. So
I like the Scottish girl who does the audio commentary. I think it's Rachel Nisbet. You said
Rachel Nisbet does the commentary.
Like it. Yeah, have you heard that, Dirk? Did you listen to that?
I listened to the commentary. Yeah, it was good. Really good.
Yeah, she's excellent. Scottish. She's from the UK as well.
Yeah, she does good. Does a damn good job. I'm learning from her too, man, all the time. Learn from her and people like Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson, Tim Lucas, you know. But let's see. Charlie says, I agree, Dirk. The Sopranos is my favorite show. Never get tired of rewatching it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'd have to go back and watch it, but I mean, it's just the thing is, like, I've got so many films I want to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I have the whole. Have it on Blu-ray. Have the whole.
That went on for years, though, didn't it? Did that literally go on for years and years?
It's like 6 or 7 seasons. I have the whole collection, though, the whole thing. So.
God, man, yeah, that's a big of a commitment. Like,
yeah, I watched it every week. When I watched it, it came on HBO every week. So, yep, deep dive. Okay, he's talking about he's got a deep dive review of Creep Show tonight. Cool.
Yeah, everyone go over the Goes, channel and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
There's some really
subscribe
good
to Gorephobe. Let's see. Big fan of SOA. I like that show too. Yeah. Then with Darren and Chris Monday. Cool.
Yeah, that must be the Tenebrae. Yeah, we're gonna do. Can't wait to talk about that one.
Okay. Well, cool, man. I was gonna show this clip right quick of well, actually, y'all don't forget to
There's a little bit of that coming up in the next film.
Shit. I know it's pretty rough. Okay, I think I just lost a viewer, but
no one does it better than Ivan Razumov, in my opinion.
Ivan Razumov, he's got the slap down.
Yeah, when he's slapping Edwidge finesse, which he seems to do in most of the films they're in.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we're going to get into Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, 1976, directed by Ruggero Deodato. And it's also written by Fernando de Leo, the guy that we've been talking about for the past hour.
Right, which is hell of a coincidence, really, when you think about it, because we just picked these two randomly as well.
Just random picks, like shit.
This is I know, like Caliber 9 was Dirk's type. 8 of these two films was his favorite. This is my one, I think, by a mile. I absolutely love this one.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, man.
You want me to go ahead and read a synopsis?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's a 100-minute runtime. Like I said, I don't have the physical copy. I actually watched this on YouTube, and it was a pretty damn good transfer. Pretty damn good. And I mean, so the premise of I'll go ahead and just read the synopsis. Alfredo and Antonio both have the same ruthless ways as the mobsters in Rome. They are part of an invisible vice squad where the law doesn't apply to them. Crooks are killed in cold blood, but as they say, that's what it takes to battle these bottom-feeding lowlifes. Identical in nature to the criminals they kill, except one thing: they're on the good side. Untouchable and lifestyles of movie stars, damn near, I would say.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. And this was Deodato's only like Italian Poliziotteschi film, which I was a bit surprised. And again, it probably comes a little bit late, like certainly in the middle part of the, when these films were taking off. So these films, I think I said earlier, was like 1968 to like 1980. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a later one. I mean, Ruggero did that, full stop. He's in my top 10 directors of all time. And we have got a show coming up as well, because we'll mention that a little bit later, because we have got some plans we're going to mention to people.
Yeah, we got some updates coming up.
Yeah. We got 4 major shows to come, like in the next 4 weeks. So
stay tuned to the end, and we'll let you know what's coming up the next 4 weeks.
We'll go into detail. Yeah,
I actually got it mapped out. So
right, which we've never done before. We kind of keep, we kind of was doing it, and then we were like work out an idea by the Monday. But now doing it this way, hopefully, gives us a bit more time to research and that, But yeah, going back to Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man.
Right.
So I'm thinking if the first 10 minutes of this film don't grab you, then nothing will. Because to me, I think it's possibly as good a 10 minutes I've ever seen. I've seen about 20 of these crime films. Right. It is just incredible, man.
Yeah, I mean, the stunts are insane. I mean, there's like, you can kind of see at the bottom of the screen here, like this happens in the first 10 minutes. This woman coming out of a bank, this dude snatches the bank purse and is dragging her across the damn street. Like, you're like, what the fuck? And then hits her head into I believe he killed her, right?
Yeah, her head goes full on into like a lamppost.
A lamppost,
but I think, she's kind of like, I don't think it killed her outright, but by the time they finish with it, they start kicking her, and like, it is
it's
brutal, man.
It is some brutal shit.
It really is, Yeah. And then you've got these, like Mark Perel on the motorbike just appears from nowhere and takes chase on these thugs. You've got Ray Lovelock as well. I mean, the 2 leads in this are like outstanding in the genre, like Giallo and like, even they did some, Almost Human as well, Ray Lovelock. But the way they take chase, and Lovelock even like, he kind of gets this motorbike, didn't he? He goes across the street to get this motorbike as well, and then he's kind of catching up to him. The way it's done, man, is fucking incredible.
Yeah, because when they snatch that purse from that lady and they get away, you see Mark Perel. He does like this big ass wheelie on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
like he just starts hauling ass.
It is so friggin' cool.
Yeah, Lovelock jumps on a dirt bike kind of deal, And he's like
And they all
going over
take
cars.
the
I mean,
suit.
it's insane chases and stunts.
They're fucking going up steps. They're coming down steps.
Stairs,
They're fucking
going up and
going,
down.
like you say, all the way over a car.
Right.
But that part, the actual 10-minute opening scene, was actually directed by a guy called Gilberto Galiberti. So he basically just did the opening 10 minutes. So he directed the opening 10 minutes. All the rest, from as far as I'm concerned, was Deodato.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was going to say, where'd you start or where'd you continue after that, you know? So you've got these two guys, they're kind of even, you know, even like criminals themselves. Well, they are pretty much criminals themselves, but they're on the right side of the law.
Yeah. They're much like almost because I mean, like with that opening scene we're talking about where they're chasing the dude down to get the bank purse back. Like the dude crashes and shit, and he's still alive. Mark Perel's character comes up to him. This is at the very, very beginning of the movie, so minor spoiler, not really. I mean, it's at the beginning of the film.
No, I think you can say.
Yeah, and he comes up to check on the guy, and you think he's like checking on him, make sure he's okay, and then he fucking snaps his neck. He snaps his fucking neck, and you're like, oh shit. So that's where we're going. It lets you know what you're in for right then. So. Yeah, it's a fun ass movie. It really is.
You know, the two of them, you know, they both like very unorthodox the way they do things. You know, they turn up to like they get like information tip offs, and they turn up to like these guys who are doing this bank robbery. I will just get into some of the cast. So you got, obviously I've mentioned Mark Perel. Everyone knows him for, you know, Don't Torture a Duckling. He's also in Sister of Ursula. Plays a major role in The Psychic as well. Like very untimely death. He died of a drugs overdose, I think, in the early 80s, which is kind of criminal, really.
Yeah, he was like he was from Switzerland, like a Swiss actor. Died in 1983, man.
1983, yeah. Criminal, really, when you think of how good he was.
Yeah.
The guy's talent is just it's there on screen anyway, and we're lucky enough we got the films. I think Ray Lovelock is great in this as well as his sidekick type.
You could tell that Fred though is he's more the brains of the two in a way.
As a like Ray Lovelock plays a similar character, obviously, but a criminal in Almost Human, where he plays like a side part. That makes sense, you know, to the main criminal in that.
It's almost like I mean, I know it's a Poliziotteschi, but it's kind of got this comedic element to it, and it's almost like it's not almost like it is. It's like a buddy cop movie in a way.
It really is, yeah. Because Deodato said when he made this, he wanted to give it type of a TV feel. Yeah. If that makes sense. And I know I don't mean in terms of the violence, because this is graphic violence.
Violence is ramped up.
But I tell you, totally off. You know, when I was watching this, it come into my mind, and I'm like, might be stupid for saying this, but it kind of reminded me of like an X-rated version of like Starsky and Hutch, because you've got the dark character, the blonde.
Yeah,
they're both cops. You know, I know Starsky and Hutch kind of, you know, didn't play by the rules a lot.
They're like Miami Vice too, right? In a way.
Yeah. So I wondered whether what come first, you know?
Yeah.
I would presume Starsky and Hutch came after this. So whether there was a little bit of influence would not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
But in terms of the cast you've got, because I do want to mention Sylvia Diononzo, or I think I've like banged her on about, you know, on a lot of our streams. She plays Norma. She was the wife to Deodato in real life,
right?
When they made this.
Yeah, that's what I got. She was in Murder Obsession, right?
Yeah, that's what opened my eyes up to her, because I got a thing for blondes anyway, and I mean, she is just stunning. But what's funny about this part as well is her sister plays. Do you know when they go to the criminal's place and they visit his sister with the old woman?
Oh yeah.
So the sister, she's like an nymphomaniac, and the
Yeah,
two of
she
them had
is.
sex with her. That's
Right.
actually Sylvia Diononzo's sister in real life. So
Oh,
that would have
shit.
been Deodato's sister-in-law. It's
Damn.
crazy, man, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because she says some shit. She's talking shit to him, to Fred. Is it Fred? Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
talks
yeah.
shit to Fred. She's like says something about his mother, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when she says
'Cause
that shit about his mother, he backhands the shit out of her, and then throws her on the bed, just starts having sex with her. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
But you know what I noticed from that scene was, right?
Yeah.
So that scene starts off almost like a rape, and
Yeah.
to be blunt,
yeah,
and then it goes into where the fact that she starts to enjoy it.
yeah,
But the house on the edge of the park has a very fucking similar scene.
yeah,
You know the part I'm on about with the woman. She's
yep,
yeah. So,
Yep.
and then it's Deodato, and I'm like, shit. That idea he took, and he took it to another level with House on the Edge of the Park. But yeah, the whole cast in this I thought are fantastic. You get some of the old guys as well who turns up in a lot of giallos. I think Bruno Carrazzi is one of them. He plays Morandi. He was in The Psychic. He was in Black Cat. He was in Body Puzzle.
Right.
But you could go on with the actual cast, like the superb. But yeah, like with this one, I guess we can spoil a little bit more than the other.
Forgot to mention that Sylvia Dionisio, right?
Yeah, yeah. The
Forgot to
secretary.
mention she was also in Blood for Dracula.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
Which I kind of saw a long time ago, but that was before I knew about her.
yeah.
She was because just funny enough to go into her a little bit. She got married to Deodato. Obviously, she met him a year previously doing the film Waves of Lust. But by the time she did Murder Obsession with Ricardo Freda, their relationship had completely fallen through. They were going through a divorce. And I mean, when she was filming Murder Obsession, she didn't want to talk to no one. She was just turning up on set, doing her scene and going. Because the whole thing with the breakup with Deodato actually affected her, one hell of a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he broke it off with her then, probably.
As far as I know, yeah. She took it the worst anyway, the two.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it's always interesting to have a little bit of background like that, especially when it comes to these films. You've got the main kind of bad guy is Pasquini, and they call him, is it Bibby or Bibby? They call him.
Pasquini?
Yeah.
BB,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they try to avenge the death of their boss Rick, who gets killed by the gang.
Yeah.
That's like his tires let down, and I think he gets shot in broad daylight, doesn't he? And then they're kind of like hell bent then on they want to just nail this guy, in between, they are kind of turning up, like you say, when they turn up for like these robberies. There's this one gang, they take this woman hostage.
Yeah.
Brutally, yeah.
They're brutal as hell to that woman. Like, they're not raping her or nothing, but they're just mean as hell and beating the shit out of her and throwing her around and shit,
And that scene goes on for a while as well, because they demand to get like a car. But the two of them, don't know, they kind of tell the police chief to get like a helicopter to come in to like kind of put these guys like, in disarray so they don't know what's happening.
Give them a distraction.
Yeah. And then the two of them, I think, again, we're not spoiling too much. The two of them come in there, like, I think Mac Peral rides the motorbike into the house, like amazing
it comes
shot.
through the glass. So, it's that's the thing that's great about these older films is the stunt work,
Yeah.
It's all real. You can tell. Like,
it's amazing, like the set pieces are completely amazing. They got their unorthodox way, so they kind of see to them, if you know what I mean, the gang. But there's kind of like this whole gambling scene. So this main boss has got like he makes a lot of his money by underground gambling.
Yeah, Pat
And-
Sweeney.
Yeah,
Right? That's his
we've got
name.
to mention the part where so they turn up at one of his gambling type dens.
It's like a nice mansion type house.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's all these really nice vehicles like Rolls Royce, Ferraris, and shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I don't. I was waiting for you to say. I don't mind.
Okay.
Go
Either
on.
way, I can say it or you can say it. No
Yeah,
matter.
go on. Just
So
yeah,
they
fine.
like they got all these nice vehicles and everything, and they kind of act like they're the valet. They beat the shit out of the real valet, and then they handcuff their asses up, which was kind of took me out of it a little bit because I think Mark Peralta got his ass whooped like
right,
by that
yeah,
big ass dude,
yeah.
you know, like you know what I mean. But
I mean, yeah, because we'll mention later on as well. There's a scene where they are doing target practice as well, and a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it is far-fetched, is what Dirk's saying as well.
It's got some comedy. I think that's what kind of drags it down a little bit, but it's still, like I said, it's like a buddy cop type thing. Also, there's one thing that don't work for me that I gotta mention is them both riding on the same damn motorcycle. Like, why didn't they have separate motorcycles? Like, I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're getting. Yeah, I kind of like that shit though, the two of them as well, because it kind of, like I said to Dirk earlier, like before we done this stream, you can kind of it shows how close they are as well. And
it would be cool if they had like the hatch on the side or something. But
yeah, maybe, yeah.
I don't know. Like
the two of them, they're living in the same apartment. You've got the comedy type sketch because this old woman comes in and she's like cleaning their flat or their apartment.
Yeah.
And they mentioned something about her niece from a week ago because this old woman had a week off and her niece come in to do the cleaning, and both of them ended up shagging the niece. And then I got like the comedy in that kind of worked for me. I find myself laughing at that.
Yeah, she's throwing shit at him and
throwing shit. You like something about you make sure she gets on her period or something like that, you know.
But another thing that I mean, this is only my only gripes about it. So that was one I already mentioned. The comedy shit, I don't know. I kind of like the more serious tone in the Poliziotteschi films.
Okay,
and then the last thing that takes me, that kind of brings it down for me, is you never really feel like they're in any kind of sense of danger. Almost in the same kind of tone as like John Wick, in a way. Like, like you don't really feel like they're just handling anything and everybody and shit, you know. But that's it. Other than that, it's pretty damn solid film.
I mean, none of that bothered me really, because you know what you're. I think like the opening 10 minutes, you know what you're getting into, because when they, like you say, they're going over cars, they're going down steps. But there is a scene that I do want to mention. So there was a scene that got cut in this film. There was a few, but one of the main scenes was, so we get one of the villains, right? And he kind of he's being blackmailed by these thugs. So, you know, by I think the guy's called Morante. I think Dirk knows what I'm going to mention. But in terms of like a punishment, they pluck this guy's eye out.
Yeah, they gouge this dude's eyeball out.
Yeah, man.
They don't really show it. And that's the scene, I guess they cut it. Right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because in the actual uncut scene of that, he actually grabs his eyeball, chucks it down on the floor, and fucking stamps on it, which we don't see.
Oh, shit.
And I mean, that kind of, I can see why that got cut, you know?
Yeah.
That, you know, it's brutal enough with what you see anyway. You kind of, you don't see it, but you do type thing. You know what's happening. But yeah, like, you know, there's that. I think part of the sex scene may have been cut as well, where, you know, they're having sex with the sister.
That looked pretty damn graphic, though. Like, it wasn't too graphic, I don't guess, but
you see a topless and all that, you know.
Not really. Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the one I've seen, you see a
Yeah,
completely
you do a
topless.
little bit. You
Yeah,
do a little bit.
because it is type of a bit rapey as well, you know. At
But
first, but then
she's
you
like a
know,
nympho, like you said. So it's so
she's an
weird.
info and she's well known for it
And
as
then
well.
he
It's not
leaves
funny.
out of there, and the damn, I guess the nanny or whoever takes care of the house is cooking him something to
Yeah.
eat. And then Ray Lovelock's character, Tony, goes in there and bangs her too. And I was like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, you
But-
gotta love that. I think, you know. But yeah, so again, you know, I don't want to give everything away. So basically, then, because these guys, you know, they're stopping all these robberies, they're stopping all these crime pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
So they get kind of put into like this special squad, where, funny enough, the boss tells them, he says, you've got to literally have criminal tendencies to be in this, which is perfect for them. And like you say, that they're just assigned then just to get this one man, this criminal boss, and everything that goes.
What do
with
you
it,
think
you know?
about the weird shit with Norma though? Like that whole
Right.
disposition, like between them, like Fred and Tony, they're both pining after Norma, this chick that works for the same vice squad, and like they're both trying to get her in bed, and they're trying to both like who's going to be first kind of deal. And
Yeah,
then
I
forget what she says. What'd she say?
She's like, she basically says, you know, that as a woman, she can go on for hours and hours.
Yeah.
And basically putting the men down, saying you only last so long.
Right.
But she does it in such a clever way. She's almost like a feminist, but she's, how can I put it? Like, absolutely stunning.
But it's good,
looking, you know.
It's good, like back and forth between her and Fred, especially Fred.
Yeah, because they seem to be getting, you know, like you say, they're getting all the women all they want. You know, they screw the niece, they screw the sister of the villain, and she kind of is this really cocky like spunky character who's type of like stands up to him a little bit, but in like it's all jokey in like a jokey way.
Yeah, it's like flirting too. They're kind of flirting.
Yeah. It is, Fred, absolutely. Yeah.
But Fred says that means keeping women in their place with a stiff rod. And then he says,
I know, yeah.
He says, she supposes all men are like the one or two queers she's had in her bed.
Exactly, yeah. She's very like, she just says what she thinks. She's straightforward type character.
I thought it was funny though.
And it's like an ongoing joke, isn't it? Where they grab the plant to give her this plant.
Yeah.
I do want to mention like what Dirk thinks about the soundtrack, because at the beginning and the end, there's a song, and you wouldn't think it would go with a Poliziotteschi film. Ray Lovelock actually sings it, and I mean, I found myself, I fucking loved it. I was like, can I download this anywhere? I was thinking, you know. I've actually got the title of the song written down somewhere anyway, but yeah, we'll come on to that when I go for my notes. But yeah, this kind of, it doesn't, you would think, work, you know, the soundtrack to this film. What was your thoughts, Dirk, on that? Did you like the soundtrack?
I liked it, but I think out of the two films, I think I like Calibro 9 more, but
I completely understand. This is more tongue in cheek. This is more like caricature.
It's more buddy cop comedy elements. Like I said, they're never really in any kind of real danger. Even when it looks like they are, you still know they're gonna get the fuck out of that shit. Now, you know what I mean? Like
up until one point towards the end where we don't know
for like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
for like 3 seconds, like
right.
But I mean, throughout the whole film, all the shit they do, you would have thought maybe, you know, I don't know. But
and a lot of the women in this are kind of portrayed as like nymphomaniacs as well, because even the Swedish one at the end on the boat, you know, she goes topless on the boat. I did want to mention as well where they get the two criminals from the gambling place, because they raid this gambling kind of den, and they hang them up in handcuffs. and they're beating the fucking shit out of them. Perel grabs all the money.
And they're just sitting there playing cards and shit, fucking with them.
Yeah. That shit I like. I know.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
See, Russell says Caliber 9 on YouTube with English subtitles, but don't mind subs. Yeah, I don't either, man. I've done gotten used to that shit. And like on this release, I watched it in English, but I had the subtitles on too, and the subtitles didn't match.
Completely different, yeah, probably.
The English dub. I was like, he's saying some shit about potato head, and it don't say nothing about no potato head. I was like, what the fuck?
That's right, yeah.
So
he says it on the phone, doesn't he? Like Rocco tells him on the phone, yeah.
And so then Gore says, yeah, you don't even notice subtitles after a few minutes. No, I don't, man. I've got used. Like sometimes I don't ever notice that shit.
I prefer the Italian tracks on some films anyway, so I don't mind even like reading.
You got to concentrate though. You can't just be doing something else. You got to be focused.
No, yeah. I mean, if you're reviewing the film as well, you've got to watch it twice, basically. You know?
Russell says Italian audio. Hell yeah. Let's see. Watched I Drink Your Blood 1970 last night. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think I've
not seen that one.
I don't think I have. Is that a nasty? I can't remember.
I think it's a grindhouse type film. Yeah.
Gore says, even if you're reading them, you don't realize that you are once you get. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it comes automatic. It does. Yeah.
Blissful says, Russell, cool. I'll add that to my watch list. Caliber 9. Hell yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
I think you'll like it. I really do.
Yeah. You won't regret that one.
Let's see. Kevin says, have to leave, guys. Have a great weekend. Dirk, let me know where you bought that X poster. I need to get it. Okay. I'll try to remember, man. I can't remember right off the top right now. Shit, I don't know. Some poster site. I know that. I'll try to get back with you on it, though.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Kevin. Like,
much appreciate it, man.
Support.
Yeah. Appreciate it, everybody being here, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Let's see. Gore says, covered it on Extreme Theater when I used to host watch-alongs. Oh, I Drink Your Blood. Okay. Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Love Blood for Dracula and Flesh for Frankenstein. Saw it in the cinema in 3D when it came out. Yeah, I haven't seen...
I've seen both. Go on.
I've seen Flesh for Frankenstein. I dig it. It's fucking weird, but I like it. It's I watched it in 3D.
Crazy.
With the Vinegar Syndrome release, I watched it in 3D. Fucking trippy, man. Trippy ass.
I've seen that on because they did it. They brought that out on 3D on UK TV as well because you had to buy the glass or get the glasses. That film is great. I love Flesh for Frankenstein.
It's a Canadian long weekend here. Okay. Hell yeah.
Oh, nice, man.
Just watched Tom Savini's remake of Night of Living Dead, X-rated with cut scenes added back in on YouTube. Oh, shit. I don't think I've seen that one. Okay. I like Night.
I've seen it. I was surprised because Uncle Bill, in one of the past streams I've seen in the past week or so, mentions how much he likes that one.
Night 90. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah. I don't mind it. It don't match the original, but I still don't mind it.
I seen it once. I wasn't particularly,
That's a pretty good remake. Yeah. I thought it was. Let's see. Charlie says, damn, I need to check out Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Sounds fun. Shame that the 88 films release is out of print.
Yeah, that's pissed me off as well, man. I really want to get it. I might even just save up and buy it like used on eBay or something. I think you can might be able to get it for under 20 UK. But watch it on YouTube, man. I guarantee you that you'll be engrossed like from the minute go,
Right. See Russell saying watching Planet of the Vampires from 1965, which I actually like that movie, man, from Mario Bava. And I kind of feel like I know Ridley Scott didn't write Alien, but somebody whoever wrote Alien must have watched Planet of the Vampire. Like, that's all I'm going to say.
That's what I've heard as well. I think
Yeah.
I've heard Troy say that as well, and it's like unmistakable. That's one Bava horror that I've not seen.
I have it.
There's
I
a
own
couple,
it,
but
it's
yeah.
it's it's in the 60s, man. I dig that shit though, and everything's like. I don't want to go off on a tangent on Baba though. We'll save that for later. But
Yeah, because we're gonna mention something regarding Bava anyway.
yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, with this film, in terms of like what happens in the plot and all that, I think we've gone pretty much. We can just say,
I was going to mention the boss, Adolfo.
Yeah, go on.
Belly?
Yeah.
He's the boss of Fred and Tony, right?
Yeah.
His name's Adolfo Celli. I think that's how you pronounce it. But he's
Very well known. Yeah.
he's got almost 100 film credits. He was in Thunderball. That's probably one of his biggest films, that James Bond film from 1965. Okay. He was Emilio Largo in that film. He spoke many languages: Sicilian, Italian, English, Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese. And he was considered to play Don Vito in The Godfather. So I was like, holy shit,
man.
Yeah.
He pops up in everything, because have you seen the films he's in? He's in Who Saw Her Die?
Yeah.
Naked Girl in the Park. Who Killed the Prosecutor and Why? Eye in the Labyrinth. Fragment of Fear. Death Knocks Twice. Detective Belly. They're all like Jallos. Like crazy, man. And he's well known. You'll know him as soon. If you're into these films like me and Dirk, you'll know him as soon as you see him.
Yeah, when you see him, you recognize him. And he had like a really thick Sicilian accent, so that's probably why they didn't go with the Don Vito. I think that's why he didn't get it. Don Vito Corleone.
Yeah, so like you mentioned a little bit earlier about the one part where they're kind of in danger towards the end, but without saying anything, giving anything away, did you actually like the way it ended?
Yeah.
Or did you? Because there is kind of that comedy element in there as well.
I like the way it ended, but it looked kind of cheap too, the way it ended. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. It's definitely humor. But all I'll say is a bit of humor, like Bava, like with the ending. But the Ray Love song I wanted. Go on.
I think it comes down to what you like, with. Which I don't hate this film. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I just was pointing out the things that didn't put it over the top for me. Like, so
no, and it's good you got different opinions than me, because everything you say, I understand why, because you've described exactly why.
Yeah. It's a 7 out of 10 film for me.
Oh, it's an 8. It's an 8 for me.
An 8? Okay. So we're not too far away. I mean. It's
kind of reversed. The roles reversed, because Caliber 9's a 7 for me. So we kind of reversed on both. But Ray Lovelock's song, Keep On Moving Along, is the song that plays. I love it. But that song's not going to be for everyone. But I mean, if you get a chance to watch the film, like let us know what you think.
I think I remember hearing it at the end.
He sings on
he does
Fear as well.
Him and Thomas Million were in the same band.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Right.
Because I think Oasis of Fear, he sings the title song as well.
Yeah, that's probably one of his darkest roles is Oasis of Fear.
Yeah, the hippie type, but I love that film. That's right up there for me.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, y'all check both of these out, though. You can't go wrong, man. I thought it was a great double feature. Movie night, for these two.
Yeah, I mean, these two, we kind of like knew we were going to do these late on Thursday, so hopefully, like we can put these two across, because these have got to be, I'd say, in most people's top 10s from what I've read. Certainly, Caliber 9 anyway. Is in most people's top 10 Italian crime films.
Because man, I keep thinking about it, and there's some things you notice on a rewatch. That's all I'm gonna say. There's things you do notice on a rewatch.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
but it's pretty damn good. Like both of them, I would say a 7's good. That's a good film. So
I did want to say, right, so Fernando de Leo's original screenplay was called Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Cop, which is completely different meaning to what it became. And de Leo always called the two main characters angels, devils. That was kind of how he, wrote them. Which is interesting. Oh, yeah. So the smile of the two cops, right? They got this type smile, which De Leo kind of done with the schoolboys in Naked Violence. But what I think was kind of interesting, what Dirk might find interesting, is I've read that it's kind of like Alex's smile in A Clockwork Orange. And basically, Burgess and Kubrick predicted, like Alfredo and Antonio was a pair of droogs who have changed sides and ended up, on the side of the law. I don't know what you think about that, because I know you're a big Kubrick fan. That's what I read. That's not my...
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, that's not my own...
That sounds like opinion. A stretch, kind of. I don't know, because it's way different,
That's why I wanted to put it by you first, to see what you thought.
It's a way different tone, too, Right. I don't know.
That's what Roberto Curti basically says in his book.
Okay.
I can kind of see it. Not.
I mean, I can see what he's saying, but I doubt it, man. You?
Definitely Naked Violence, I would say. The
well, I don't know. I haven't seen Naked Violence. I thought you were talking about Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
A little bit. I can see where, they could be pursued, like, sort of like droogs. I can kind of
I need to see it. So, yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't go as far as to say Kubrick seen this film and then, did that.
No, because his film was from the book, Burgess's book,
Right, yeah. So what year was Clockwork Orange? That was earlier anyway, wasn't it?
That's 71, I think.
Exactly. So that's 5 years earlier anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, just seeing what other little bits I've got. I don't know if you want to wrap it up on this one.
I'm good. I don't have anything else as far as information. Like I said, I didn't have the release, so I didn't have a whole lot to go on.
I've got one last thing, right? So Ray Lovelock, right, when he was asked about the film, he said he remembers arriving on set one day. He saw Deodato with his arms crossed in the corner.
Yeah.
So he approached Deodato. He said, "Oh, by the way, what are you doing? And Deodato said, "What should I do? Don't you see directors doing everything?" And what was kind of funny is literally a couple of feet away from him, Galimberti, I think he was assistant director, he was over there telling everyone what to do. And Ray Lovelock couldn't stop laughing, because Deodato was kind of in this corner away from everyone. It was kind of weird, he said. But kind of just like, when something comedic happens in real life and you just, in the moment.
Right.
But that's pretty much all I've got. Highly recommend both. Can't recommend them enough.
Yeah, man. I'll say these are two good ones if you want to start into the genre. But I was going to mention, like I said, I don't have anything else on either one of the films to mention.
Yeah.
But the next 4 weeks, what we're going to be doing on the channel, we're going to be covering. So next week, we'll be covering some Dario Argento, man. And the 3 films are Dark Glasses, Do You Like Hitchcock, and Giallo. And so
it's not what you expect as well when you say we're going to do an Argento stream.
Yeah, I know people probably think it's Suspiria, Deep Red, shit like that. But they'll come later eventually. But
I think these 3 films are going to they don't get talked about as often as they should anyway, even though, they're not regarded as his best. But I think we're gonna bring something different to each title, so I'm really looking forward to that.
I've seen so that's next Saturday.
Yeah.
And then June 1st, we're gonna be doing Mario Bava, which are some bangers for Mario Bava. Black Sabbath, The Whip in the Body, and this damn gem right here, Blood and Black Lace, because we haven't covered it yet. So
yeah, it gives me an excuse as well to open that arrow.
Right,
I've seen the film, obviously.
I haven't cracked this one, so I'm hyped to crack this open.
What do you? Because I meant to ask you about Bava, right? What do you think about? Because you did the stream early on in the week with Uncle Bill.
Yeah,
and he's not massive on Bava, and the thing is, I can see where he's coming from because I think with Bava, they're more like Argento kind of modernized him, if that makes sense. So it hasn't quite gelled with Uncle Bill. I think Gizmo was another one. Like Bava just haven't gelled with them. I get it. I do get it, actually.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. Blood and Black Lace is kind of like the blueprint. Without Blood and Black Lace, there would be no Argento, So it's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. But I love Bava's, like, not as much as Dirk, but I do get where Uncle Bill's coming from.
Yeah, Bob was my number one of the Italian film directors. So
you love the whole Gothic thing, though, don't you? That is
I love the Italian Gothic.
Yeah.
But Blood and Black Lace is not really Gothic. That's pure giallo. That's the blueprint for the giallo. So,
yeah. And I mean, anyway. The Girl Who Knew Too Much, I prefer anyway. But yeah, both are bangers, both of them. Sorry, Dirk, go on.
It's okay. And so then the week after Bava, so we're going Argento next week, then Bava the week after. Then we're going to do some Lucio Fulci, be covering Beatrice Cenci.
Yeah.
The Lizard in a Woman's Skin, Don't Torture a Duckling. Those are the three for that because we haven't really covered that one. Or we haven't covered none of those. So
no, that's going to be a first watch one of them as well for me. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. And then the week after that, we're covering some Ruggero Deodato. We'll be covering Cannibal Holocaust, House on the Edge of the Park, and his banger, The Washing Machine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I won't say too much about that one, but I do. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
I can't wait. Like, and again, if anyone like in the chat, like, would want to come on for any of these, like, you're more than welcome. Just drop me or Dirk a line, and because now you know the films as well. If anyone's got like a good knowledge of them, then just approach us, and we'll sort that out.
Let's see. Let me go back. Where am I at on the chat? I'm gonna catch the chat, and then was there anything else you want to mention?
No, man, not on these two. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah.
Y'all hang tight, man. I got an outro prepared for everybody that stayed with us the whole time. So I think y'all might like it. But let's see where I'm at. Love obscure and creepy films. Hell yeah, man.
You're in the right place then.
Hey, take it easy, guys. Catch everyone later. Later, Keith.
Cheers, Keith. Yeah.
New films today, not much interested in. Now, I'm the same way, man. They're few and far between, really. Let's see. Luca Brasi, actor, played the cook in Evil Speak with Clint Howard. I really like Evil Speak, man. It's weird. Like, some of those comedy horror I dig, and then it's just weird how that works. But
I've not seen it in forever. I remember liking it, yeah.
I like Evil Speak, yes. Luca Brasi. He sleeps with the fishes. I remember that shit from Godfather.
Right, yeah. That's like an evil computer, like, innit?
Yeah. Let's see. Charlie88 says, I recently watched The Giallo. The Killer is one of 13. I was not a fan. Oh yeah, I'm not either. Yeah,
That is one of the worst Giallo
That-
films ever made.
it is, man. It is a bad 10 Little Indians adaptation, I guess you'd say. It's not very good, and they speak really fast, so
I
it's
was gonna
hard to read
say,
that shit. You're like,
That's
what
the one
fuck?
thing I remember. You can't. It's impossible to keep up with that film.
I had to keep
Honestly.
rewinding it to actually make sense of the damn movie, and it's slow,
You
like you
can't
said.
do, you
It's
can't
not a
do it
good
in
one.
real time.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's a killer cover, like killer poster art and everything. But no, I agree completely. Let's see, what was the first buddy cop film? Shit, I have no idea. I don't know.
No, same.
Russell
Same
said I
on
was 15 in 71. Okay, I got you.
I was
Hell
born in 71, man.
Yeah, I was born in 77. So that's let's see. Russell says, great talk and stream. Dirk and Q-Boy in chat. Catch y'all next time. Yeah, man.
Cheers, Russell. Thanks for support, man.
Let's see. Caveman. We got Caveman in here. Please hug the like button.
Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hug it and slap it and all that good stuff.
Hope you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Great to see you here, man. Does remind me of Alien. Yeah. Planet of the Vampires? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Look forward to your future streams. Awesome, brother.
Oh, man. Cheers, Charlie.
But yeah,
That's
man,
the
I'm going to play
That's
this.
the comments we love, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
makes it worthwhile, doesn't it?
Hell yeah. We're going to keep on keeping on, man. And in the process, still learning more shit all the time. I mean, anybody got any ideas, suggestions, how we can better the show, let us know. And hit the like, consider subscribing. And I got a little something to show for everybody that hung around. So check it out. Let me know what you think.